For a bird, the day never truly ends. When the forest falls into deep blue twilight, when the last sunlight disappears behind the trees, and when the human world begins to call at night, another architecture awakens inside the small feathered body. A zebra finch closes one eye slowly. Its head tucks beneath its wing. Its claws grip the branch. The wind moves softly through the leaves. Dosh. It looks like sleep. But inside the bird's brain, the night is not empty. Neurons continue to fire. Memories rearrange themselves. Songs are replayed. Fear is processed. Maps are rebuilt. Skills are tested in silence. The body rests. But the mind continues working in the dark. Sleep is the laboratory of the mind. And for birds, that laboratory may be one of the most mysterious places in nature. A mallard duck floats quietly on a pond. One eye is closed. The other remains open, facing the darkness. In the shadows beyond the reeds, a fox moves silently along the bank. The duck does not fully wake, but it is not fully asleep either. One hemisphere of the brain rests while the other watches. One side enters sleep. The other remains alert enough to track danger, maintain posture, and respond if the world becomes unsafe. This is the art of the half-awake mind. Safety through partial consciousness. To humans, sleep usually means surrender. We close both eyes. We disappear into dreams. We trust the walls around us, the bed beneath us, and the silence of the room. But a bird sleeping in the wild does not have walls. It has branch. It has wind. It has predators. It has darkness full of teeth. So evolution created a compromise rest. But keep watch. Dream. But keep one door open. Heal the brain. But never fully abandon the world. The duck switches sides. The open eye closes, and the closed eye opens. The burden of vigilance moves from one hemisphere to the other. Even sleep has a schedule. Even rest has balance. This is not weakness. This is survival intelligence. A row of birds huddles together on a cold branch. The birds in the middle sleep more deeply, warmed by the bodies around them. The birds on the edges remain more alert, one eye open to the exposed world. Heat becomes a shared resource. Vigilance becomes a shared responsibility. The huddle is not just comfort. It is strategy. The middle gets warmth. The edge keeps watch. The group survives. But bird sleep is more than defense. It is also rehearsal. A zebra finch sleeps in the dark. Tiny body still. Feathers gently lifted by breath. During the day, it listened to its father's song. It heard the notes, the rhythm, the pauses, the structure. Now, in sleep, the pattern returns. Inside the brain, the melody plays again. The throat muscles may move silently. The syrinx, the bird's vocal organ, may prepare the shape of sound without releasing the full song. Tiny bursts of activity move through the nervous system like hidden music. Tonight, the bird is practicing. A soft cheep escapes in the dark. The first draft of a masterpiece. This is one of the most beautiful discoveries about birds. Some of them appear to rehearse songs during sleep. The brain replays patterns from the day, strengthening the circuits needed for tomorrow's performance, like a musician practicing mentally before touching an instrument. The sleeping bird edits melody in silence. The night becomes a music school. The dream becomes a rehearsal room. Morning becomes the exam. A young finch wakes and tries a new phrase. It fails. The note is wrong. The rhythm breaks. The bird tilts its head, confused by its own voice. Then another night comes. Another sleep. Another hidden rehearsal. By the third morning, the phrase becomes cleaner. The note lands. The rhythm holds. The young bird sings with new confidence. The aha moment happened in the dark. Learning is not always loud. Sometimes, learning is sleep doing its quiet work. A nightingale sings under the moon while another bird nearby sleeps. The sleeping bird listens without choosing to listen. The sound enters the nervous system. The brain stores fragments. A phrase becomes memory. A rhythm becomes inheritance. This is the nocturnal classroom. Some birds gather information during the day and refine it at night. A chickadee struggles with a complicated feeder, fails, and flies away. But the failure is not wasted. That night, while it sleeps in a pine tree, the brain replays the problem. The shape of the feeder returns as glowing lines inside the mind. The angles are tested. The mistake is examined. The solution is simulated. Morning comes. The chickadee returns. This time, it opens the feeder on the first try. The world calls it instinct. But maybe instinct is often memory polished by the night. A crow watches a human hide a nut. Its dark eye follows every movement. During the day, the crow is an observer. At night, its brain becomes a map. The location glows in the mind's eye. X marks the spot. In the morning, the crow flies directly to the hidden food. Precision from a dream. A lyrebird hears the metallic whine of a chainsaw in the forest. Dos. It is noise. To the bird, it is data. That night, the throat vibrates faintly. The sound is processed, repeated, stored. By morning, the bird can cut through the forest silence with a perfect imitation. The internal recorder has updated. Bird song, mimicry, problem solving, navigation, social rank. Fear all of it may pass through the night's hidden machinery. Sleep clears the clutter of the mind. The brain deletes noise and saves the signal. Yesterday's unimportant lunch location fades. The nest location is reinforced. The sound of safe rain becomes background. The sound of footsteps becomes danger. The brain learns which signals matter and which can be ignored. Without this sorting, the mind would drown in information. Birds live in a world of constant data wind. Light, sound, predators, food, mates, rivals, nests, roots, weather, and memory. Sleep becomes the editor. It chooses what remains. It removes what must be forgotten. It builds tomorrow from the fragments of today. For migratory birds, sleep may carry maps. A warbler sleeps while the stars burn above. Inside its body, ancient navigation systems continue working. The magnetic compass does not simply vanish because the eye is closed. The brain may integrate direction, pressure, wind, and seasonal timing. The flight plan is prepared before the wings ever open. A bird crossing continents does not wake into emptiness. It wakes into instructions. The map is already within. A crane sleeps standing in shallow water, one leg locked beneath the body. The joint becomes a mechanical kickstand. The water ripples nearby, and vibrations carry warning before sight does. The head lifts slightly. Low power awareness. Not fully awake. Not fully gone. Just enough consciousness to remain alive. A hummingbird enters torpor, a metabolic temporary death. Its heart rate drops dramatically. Its body temperature falls. The tiny engine that burned all day becomes quiet. This is not ordinary sleep. This is emergency survival. The cold is too expensive. The night is too long. So the hummingbird turns down the fire almost to nothing. At them, it reboots. A slow return from near death. The wings begin to vibrate. The internal heater wakes. The first sip of nectar becomes fuel for the high-speed mind. To sleep, for a hummingbird, is to risk disappearance. To wake is resurrection. Even predators dream. An owl rests in the darkness, eyes closed, talons twitching. Somewhere inside the sleeping brain, a mouse moves through grass. The hunter replays the chase. The body remembers the strike. The talons clench around phantom prey. The dream of the hunter. Sleep does not only belong to the hunted, it belongs to the entire cycle. Predator and prey both enter the dark. Both carry memories. Both refine survival. The mouse dreams of escape. The owl dreams of capture. The morning will decide which dream becomes real. But sleep can also be disturbed by the modern world. A bird resting near a neon sign receives too much artificial light. Its eyes grow dull. Its movements slow. Motor control weakens. It misses a jump. It slips from a branch. Finally, it finds a dark corner and falls into heavy emergency sleep. The cost of the neon world is not only lost darkness, it is lost recovery. Birds evolved with sunset, moonlight, starlight, rain, wind, and the dawn. But cities keep the night awake. Car alarms, headlights, windows, traffic, towers, and signs create a world where the brain struggles to decide what is safe and what matters. A pigeon in the city learns to sleep through a car alarm. Safe noise. But footsteps approaching. Danger noise. The sleeping brain is still classifying the world. Still judging. Still protecting the body. A mother bird turns her eggs in the night without fully waking. Instinctive nocturnal care. Inside one egg, a chick moves. Its tiny brain begins developing. It hears the mother's call through the shell. The first lesson arrives before life begins. Mom's voice. The bond is forged in darkness. Even before a chick sees the sky, it is already learning the sound of safety. Sleep is not the absence of life. It is one of life's deepest classrooms. As night deepens, rain begins to fall. For some birds, the sound becomes white noise. The forest turns into a sea of rhythmic signals. A bird tucks its head deeper beneath its wing and enters REM. Raindrops become liquid pearls in the dream. The mind drifts, but the body remains anchored. A branch falls nearby. Instantly, the bird is in the air before its eyes fully open. Reflexes that bypass the ego. There is a kind of intelligence deeper than thought. The body knows. The nervous system reacts. The dream breaks. And survival takes over. The bird lands on a higher branch and looks back at the old spot. Evaluation. Adjustment. Another second bought. Then dawn begins. The first orange light touches the horizon. The dream world fades. A bird stretches one wing, then the other. It shakes the feathers vigorously, throwing off the shadows of the night. The eye opens wide and bright. The sentinel is fully back. Then comes the first song. One voice. Then another. Then thousands. The dawn chorus rises into the air like the language of dreams, becoming the language of light. Songs that were rehearsed in sleep now become public. Memories processed in darkness become action. Fear regulated at night becomes faster decisions in the morning. A young bird sings the phrase, "It failed yesterday." This time, it is perfect. A successful graduation. The night's work has become music. The day's work begins again. Birds catch insects, feed chicks, hide seeds, avoid yesterday's cat, groom their mates, repair nests, and signal danger. The rested mind is faster. The rested flock communicates better. The rested body flies with precision. A hawk scans the field. The small birds signal and hide. The hawk misses. Sleep has saved them. At noon, a bird rests in the shade of a leaf for a few seconds. A micronap. A quick recharge. Always ready. This is the rhythm of bird life: intense attention. Brief rest. Instant reaction. Deep night repair. And dawn renewal. A feather falls through a shaft of sunlight. Grace of the living. A bird watches a human from a distance. It tilts its head, calculating. It decides the human is not a threat and returns to its song. Rational judgment. Constant processing. The silent observer has returned. As evening approaches, the cycle begins to close. A bird looks at the first star. It lands on its night perch. The fire is still burning inside its chest, but the body knows what comes next. Another night. Another laboratory. Another hidden rehearsal. Another journey into the language of dreams. The bird's eye closes. Good night. Architect. The dream begins.